So this is a fabulous box, and it takes a medium jar candle. And I just thought this was a really nice design to bring you. And don't forget, you've got all those different options for your panels as well. But the really cool thing about this is, look, it just all folds in. Isn't that super? I love it. I think it's really, really cool. So let's have a look at how we make it. It's much easier than it looks. It's all about your score lines on this one. So I have, this is the net for one of the pieces. So you can see you've got your 4 sides there, and that's what I've done here, but I've done it with a resize file. So I've just literally glued 4 pieces together. I'm going to do one for you in a minute. And then you have a second net that has the second 4 sets of 4 sides, because it's an octagon box, and then a box base attached. But when you're doing it with the resize files, you're going to attach all these together. So that's what we're going to do now. So I have got all 4 pieces here. Tabs are on the right. I've got 3 there. Now I need to talk to you about your folds. So every vertical and horizontal line is a mounting fold. Every diagonal is a valley fold. Okay, so to do those, the way that I like to do my folds, especially because I'm using a heavyweight cardstock, is to bring my burnisher or my scraper or ruler or credit card or whatever you've got into play, and I position it just against the perforation line, and then that gives me something to bend it to. And then I start at the middle and I push out to the point and start at the middle and pull up to the point. Okay, and that gives me a nice burnished line. And then on the same on the other side, so you can do it like that with your scraper. If you haven't got a scraper or anything like that, just very gently bend that perforation line. And then up to the point and down to the point, and then you've got your 4 pieces like that. Okay, so then we're going to glue these together, and I'm going to do one at a time. So by that I mean I'm going to do the long side and the short side at the same time. So when I put my tape on, I put a full length of tape, and then I just snipped that little V out. Okay, that's the way I found it easier, but like I said many times before, whatever works for you. And then I'm going to line it up at the top and making sure that that perforation line that goes horizontally across the 2 pieces is right, and then make sure that it's level right down to the bottom. Okay, and then you're going to repeat that again. Okay, so take the piece, line it up to the top, check your horizontal perforation line, make sure that's in line, and then straight right down to the bottom. There we go. Once you're happy, just press it down. And then the last one is this one. So I'm going to line this up here. And that one over there. That needs moving over a little bit, I can see it. There we go. And then down to the bottom. So don't burnish it, put any pressure on that tape until you're happy. Right, now I'm thinking about which way is going to be easier to put this base on. So I think what I'm going to do is glue it onto here like it is on my net. So if I bring the net back in, I've got a side, and then I've got a side with the box base attached. So I'm going to glue the box base onto the second one in from the left think this will be the easiest way of doing it. And that is going to go onto there like that, okay? And then all we have to do is work our way around the base. So I'm hoping that I've made the right decision doing it this way, but we will soon find out. And at least if you watch this video first and it doesn't work, you know to do it the other way. Right, now I've got to think about how I'm holding this as I'm twisting it round. So, right, so now I'm going to bend that over there, and you'll find what's comfortable for you. You could have put all the sides onto the base first, I guess, and then glued the sides, but I think it will be even more unwieldy there. So let's see how we get on with this, because I can bend the side. Oh no, this is quite easy actually. I think if I was fighting with lots of sides, it might have got a bit messy. Right, and then we'll do this one as well. Okay, that feels okay to me. Now I've just got to get this red liner tape off in midair, which is always interesting. There we go. Right, so now that one can go into there. Just make sure that I've got that edge really tucked in there. Okay, so we've now got half of our box. So next bit, we need to make sure that we have a straight edge. I thought I cut it wrong then. A straight edge, so this edge here, to a tab, which is this edge here. Okay, so we need to make sure that that's right. There we go. Right, so I think what I'm going to do first of all is glue the bottom tab in place. Sorry, I'm just going to move that out of the way and get my tweezers on this. Okay, so straight edge to a tab. I'm going to slot that into there. Like that, right. And then that will automatically line up like that. So I think what I'm going to do is work my way around now and put the base in, and then tackle the sides, because then the box will be stable. You know, I'm not fighting with all this open bit then. And it's just thinking logically, really. I need it to be sturdy, I need it to be as solid as possible, so that when I put the sides in, they're almost next to each, they're on, you know, it's easy to do. Might eat my words in a minute or two, but we'll soon find out, won't we? So then that's going to go onto there like that. And then this is going to go onto... Do you know what? You could watch 50 different people do these boxes and they'd all do them in a different way. And that's all right, because everybody's brain works slightly differently, doesn't it? Right, so now what I'm going to do is work on this bottom part first, because that's going to be the trickiest. So slide that out. And then turn the box round and get that bit into place first. So I'm pushing down with the panel in my left hand, this one here. Pushing down so that the bottom meets. I'm just going to get that bottom bit in the right place first before we then try and, there we go. Before we try and then get that vertical line in. Okay, happy with that? And again, I'm not burnishing it down until I've got this top piece in, and then I can go in and readjust it if I need to. And then we're going to slide that off, making sure that that horizontal perforation line lines up. So we're working from the bottom up rather than from the top down on this final one. I don't want that bump there, so I'm making sure that that's gone. And then we'll do the same. But can you see, because all this is stable, it's easier than doing it the other way around, I think, for me. Okay, so it's up to you. I know I keep saying that, but I don't want you to think that you have to do it this way. There's no rules. The only rule is that your horizontal and vertical score lines must be mountains, and your diagonal lines must be valleys. Apart from that, right, last bit. This kitchen roll's not working anymore. I'm gonna need a new piece. Right, there we go. Right, so once you've got your box, it looks like this, and then the top looks like that. So you've got like almost like a star shape. And then all you do is, like when you're doing a rosette, you just gather it all in, push in the pieces, and it should all pop in like that. And then once you've decorated it, all these will be sturdier, so then it'll just all pull up. Got my finger stuck like that. So once you've got your panels on, and I made this first, I made the box and then I decorated it again, that will give you that. And the more you push it in and pull it out, the easier it becomes. But it's a really cool little box, isn't it? It's nice. It'd be a nice Christmas Eve treat box, that, wouldn't it? That you could fill with lots of little bags of different sweets and chocolates, and yeah, because we don't eat enough rubbish over Christmas, do we? We need even more on Christmas Eve. But that, I think, is just really pretty and a great idea actually for, you know, a Christmas box. You could, if you wanted to, get a crocodile and put holes in these and thread ribbon through, so you've got a nice bow at the top. You could probably fit, and again, a pot plant in there maybe, or a scarf, or bath bombs, or whatever you want it to be. But just to bring in the decorated one, look how much difference those beautiful patterns make. Isn't it lovely? Right, next.